Hello, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Darren, and here's Graham, and we've been to the cinema to see, what did we see? War for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh my god, we did?
Did you work that out? Is that the twist at the end?
Yeah, well, no, the start.
It was War of the Planet of the Apes all along.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was. It was brilliant. Oh, sorry, did you like it? I thought it was excellent.
No, I hated
Top
it.
notch,
Hated it.
You were talking all the way through it.
Me? No, I wasn't.
And playing on your phone and like, yeah, eating your popcorn
What are you
and stuff.
literally talking about?
You were.
That isn't true in the slightest.
It is. You
How
were
is
the
it?
bad cinema goer.
What the hell is going on? Why are
Anyway.
you slandering me?
Because you said you hated it.
I hated what?
The fucking hell, the film.
Oh, right. I said it as a joke, so you continued the joke, the ruse, but then you made me seem bad.
And you took it very personally.
Yeah, because I literally kick children in the spine for doing less than that.
Yeah, you should probably be laying low from that.
No.
He did deserve it, to be fair.
Yeah, he did deserve it.
The film, did you like it? I asked the question. Tell me honestly, did you like it?
I loved it. I have blitzed the
love it.
Apes saga recently. From beginning, obviously, none of those fucking... Oh yeah, I just
Right
marathoned
from
the
the
Planet
top-
of the Apes movies
right
from
from the Tim
Rise
Burton
on.
one.
I don't count. Unless you had to start at the 1968 one and go through the Tim Burton one. You haven't blitzed them.
Do you have to get through the Tim Burton one? For completion, you
No,
have
I mean,
to.
it's not part of the continuity, so you don't have to, but you have to if you want to say you've watched all the Apes movies. Anyway, this one's a continuation of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and at the end of Dawn, monkeys and men decided to start fighting because Koba was a bad monkey. Although this features a character called Bad Monkey, who is not a bad monkey.
Yeah, he's a good monkey.
He's a good one. So this is, there's a crazy sergeant played by Woody Harrelson who owns a sort of, cult-like army that he has in a little base, and
A little bit.
something bad happens to Caesar at the beginning, and he decides he has to go kill Woody Harrelson, and that is the movie. It is
Pretty
not
much.
a war film, as it is suggested in the title.
No.
Battle for Planet... Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a war movie. This is a war for Caesar's soul.
This is Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
The Rise of the Planet of the Apes was the first one.
What's this one?
War for...
Oh,
That's why I was
War for,
saying it's
yeah,
not a war
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
It's not lots of
It
things,
is a
but
war
unless it's
movie.
mentioned in the title.
You said it's not.
No, not
I
really.
said it is.
There's like 20 minutes of fighting at the end. There's more of that in Helm's in the second Lord of the Rings movie, and that's not called War for the Middle Earth. There's more war in the second one, Dawn for the Planet of the Apes, than there is in this one. There's a tracking shot where a tank with the monkey on a tank in the last one.
There was a war in Transformers: Last of the Fallen.
I wish it was Last of the Fallen.
Last of the Night.
The
What's
Last
it called? The
Night.
Last Night, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And what was the other one that we saw recently that was a war film?
I don't know. What's that got to do with this?
I'm just saying there's a lot of war films lately.
I'm saying
and
this
I
is
think
not
this
a
kind
war
of
film.
qualifies. I think it does.
How?
Because there's gangs and groups of these, like,
Like
different...
gangs of groups in fucking High School Musical, probably.
Well, it's teenagers in it. They're all in gangs these days, aren't they?
Yeah, bloody teenagers.
Bloody
Fucking
teenagers.
Teddy boys, I'll get
Teddy
you.
boys.
Oh, those rods and mockers.
Rods and mockers.
People that like Rod Stewart and people like mochachinos do not get on.
No, the rods and
The
mockers are
rods
at
and
it
the
again.
mockers
Yeah.
hate each other. So War for the Planet of the Apes. Right. So Rise for the Planet of the Apes borrows from, which one is it?
You can bore us
Conquest
to
of
death
Planet of
now.
the Apes. And Dawn of the Planet of the Apes
gonna
borrows
bore us
from
now.
Battle for the Planet of the Apes. And they're the last two in the original 5. Where'd you go from that, I wondered to myself. Well, although it obviously borrows from films like Bridge on the River Kwai, The Great Escape, and Apocalypse Now, this one being War, obviously, the original apes that it borrows the most from is Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is the second of the original, so it then
Beneath.
goes back.
Like mole people.
Humans. And actually, I thought this was going to have a giant nuclear bomb in it because that's what happened in Beneath, and it is very similar, the way that... What is the face for?
Go on, carry on.
But actually they don't. They do have a shiny-topped killing machine in the movie. It is not a nuclear bomb. It is Woody Harrelson.
Shiny topped. You got a thing against bold people, haven't you? Leave us alone. Horrible.
So I thought the film was brilliant.
I know.
It was amazing.
You're banging on about all the other films.
So let's talk about what's bad about this movie.
Oh.
I don't want to. I just wanted to do the preamble that I loved it before I start saying.
And you feel like you've got qualified opinion to love it.
Yeah, I do. Because I've seen all of them
feel
and I
like-
love them all because they're
feel like you
people are
have.
like, oh, the first one's really good and then it goes downhill from there. They're all amazing.
They are all amazing.
The third one ends with
Who
them-
says it's the first ones?
Everyone except people that know. The third one ends with the second one ends with the end of the world, and then the third one ends with them gunning down a baby. Oh, it's brilliant. And this one continues that of being suitably nihilistic and grim and horrible, and it's just really downbeat. And if you're a parent and you don't if you take a child that is below the age of 12 to see this film,
Yeah, what was all that
you
about?
are an irresponsible parent. I mean, at the best of times, but specifically this one, it's so grim. They're not going to get it, and they're just going to be hopefully scarred for the rest of their life and blame you, and maybe, I don't know, hit you over the head with a bat. Baseball, obviously, not mammal.
The flying mammal.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so the downsides to this movie are, in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the female characters were somewhat lacking because one of them was a nurse and one of them was ill, and that was literally all they did. In this one, they do even less. Won't say what.
Oh, I forgot there was no women in this film.
No, and that's a problem.
There
Even
was
in The End of the World, when Woody Harrelson's got his finals army, there's not that many female soldiers there.
There was one I saw.
One, yeah. And
I did see one.
if Woody Harrelson wants to continue the human species, she might not want to hang around with him because she's going to be a busy girl once he's finished fighting.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Woody Harrelson is...
There's one lady ape.
Which one?
Just one of them.
Yeah, and Caesar is the worst dad in the history of the world.
He's quite bad.
Because, I won't spoil anything, but for some reason one of his sons and his wife goes somewhere at the beginning of the movie and they never come back. And so he's solely responsible for his one surviving child. And rather than looking after that child, it's the first 10 minutes. It's the setup of the movie.
Yeah, but it's a long...
Well, I knew it going in.
Yeah,
Andy Serkis is saying it in interviews.
Nobody watches Andy Serkis interviews before going in to see this.
It's not... Well, I haven't said, have I? Nobody's said anything.
This is now a spoiler video.
It's not. And anyway, he doesn't really seem that bothered about the final child. He's not like, I should stay and look after it. He's just like, you, woman ape, who is my other son's girlfriend, you look after my baby now. That's your job. That's what you do.
I'm the boss, so this is what I say. Yeah. No bananas for you.
What was the other thing I was going to slag it off for? So Woody Harrelson, it's a good performance, obviously, and it's a very intense character, but essentially, he's just playing Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now. And also, without
Is that
going
a bad
into...
thing? Because this is a war film.
Is it though? Yeah, it's a bad thing, because it was done before when Colonel Kurtz was in Apocalypse Now.
Well, it's like an
his
homage,
character is
isn't
a
it?
bit too close to Gary Oldman's character in the previous movie. You think, like, can you not? But then at the same time, to defend that, the film isn't really about Caesar versus Woody Harrelson. It's about Caesar's good side versus Caesar's bad side, and Woody Harrelson is what will dictate that.
So, well, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll find it is.
Well, it is in the end, yeah. I mean, I think it plays
end.
off like The Dirty Dozen for a little while.
Have you seen The Dirty Dozen?
Or Rogue One, then.
Have you? Okay, why? Well, it's more like The Outlaw of Juicy Wales, isn't it? It's a Western, I'll give you that, you're right. I know when you said The Dirty Dozen, you were thinking of a Western. You meant The Magnificent Seven or something, didn't you?
Oh, what did I say? Oh, yeah.
No, you're not wrong with Dirty Dozen, but I know you were thinking of a Western.
Well, that's why I said Rogue One, just to clarify. But you already knew what I meant.
Yeah, it's a one man on a mission of vengeance with his confidants on his side, who are essentially his conscience.
Maurice. Oh,
Maurice is great. I love Maurice.
Maurice.
Yeah. So yeah, borrows
for
from
all those
Outlaw
elements.
Juicy Wells as well.
I think, and as you rightly say, and I'll confirm this, I'll corroborate this story. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant film.
Yeah, I loved it.
You're
It's
welcome.
so emotional. It's so grim. And I just feel for Caesar every second. Like, Andy Serkis' performance is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like all the little twists and turns with the human child who's in all the trailers and stuff like that. Did you care for the little human child?
Yeah, she's called Nova, which is a reference to Charlton Heston's girlfriend in the original Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And I liked the second wave of the disease, the simian flu, because that kind of ties into the original Planet of the Apes, because the humans were all dumb and couldn't talk in that as well. Although it doesn't explain why Charlton Heston didn't then get the disease as soon as he landed, because presumably he would be susceptible to it.
Well, he's travelled through time, hasn't he?
Right.
So his genes have already blocked out that disease.
Why?
Because he was in the future, but he went to the past.
No, he was in the past and went to the future, obviously.
Well, then...
This Planet of the Apes is not a history of Earth and how humans came to be. We did not evolve from the apes from Planet of the Apes.
But they built...
He was at the end of Planet of the Apes when he sees the Statue of Liberty. He wasn't like, "Why haven't you finished it yet? It should be finished by now." He was like, "Why is it destroyed?"
This is like an alternate universe where...
What's an alternate universe? There's no alternate universe.
Where the ape... Well, no, what you said is right, where we come from the apes.
No. Anyway, so it was an
built...
amazing movie, and it's a great third film in a trilogy. And, you know...
And maybe the apes will travel forward into time and then bring the Nova back to family in the future?
Answers on a postcard if you know what that means. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You saying bye?
Bye.